This just in, breaking news. The weather is fair. Good time to go diving. Alright folks, we got some cool stuff today. Kind of some odd stuff, not what you would normally think about electronics, some stuff that you would. So let's see what we got. We work on cars too. We got some old GM SI alternators. I'm pretty sure that these are SI alternators, right Tommy?
Yeah. Systems integrated.
Systems integrated, these tell me. You find these on you know your V8 Chevys from the 70s up through the 90s at least. And we have 3 of those. We're going to take those apart. We also have an old battery charger that looks pretty hashed up, but there might be some good stuff in here. We'll see. This might be trash, but let's hope, because we're going to use stuff out of all these and do a future project. And we have a power supply of a computer. Now Kilo tells me that the fans on these are really common, that they go out, they go bad. Also sometimes you have problems with the capacitor swelling up and just going bad. This one I'm pretty sure is just a fan issue, but we got a good power cord and stuff I can see already, and we're going to use that because I have a future project idea in mind. I think you're going to like it. So without further ado, let's tear this apart. Alright, let's look at what we have scored. Now I admit I've tailored this dumpster dive towards a future project, so keep that in mind. So let's look. Let's start with this computer power supply. Alright. Now you can see all this dust in here. This is a contributing factor to these failing, especially the fan. These get dust in them. But it looks like we have a few swollen capacitors in here, and I'm sure that's probably the issue with this. What I'm looking for out of this for the future project is this power cord and this plug. Maybe this switch, we'll see. But there are a lot of other goodies in here that you can scavenge. But it's a very dusty thing, and it's hard to get to some of this stuff, so it's probably not the easiest thing to scavenge parts out of. We do have a lot of good wire. Now our club has used this wire for lots of little projects here and there. A few good things in here, but this cord, this plug, that's what I'm really after. Moving along. I was surprised this battery charger had anything in it that was worth using, because it was junk. Someone duct taped it. It was missing the gauge there, but it had 2 good parts in it that I'm going to use. This is an inline circuit breaker and has a good transformer in it. And this is what I'm interested in, and I went ahead and wrote on here the specs for it. Check this out. It's good. Not sure why the rest of it looks so bad. This looks good unless someone had been into it. Maybe they changed this. I don't know. We're lucky. I thought that was going to be just trash. I took all 3 of the alternators apart, but to conserve time, being that they're all pretty much the same. The big difference, this is a 1-wire alternator. This is the Hot Rodder's choice of the alternators. Really easy to hook up. And I took this apart. Here you see the front. I really didn't take this apart because there's not much in here we could use unless you're wanting to use pulleys. You can use these whole alternators for certain applications if you want to get bigger. And we'll put this piece down too. The part I'm interested in out of this for our upcoming project is this rectifier bridge. And this one's not a very good example because you can see a diode set is burnt out. But we had a good one in another one. This is a high-powered rectifier bridge, so we can run some amps through this without frying it. You've got 3 sets of diodes because these put out 3-phase power when they're working. You get a 3-phase AC out of this. And Tommy rebuilt these for a living, and I'm going to let him come in and just point out and tell you what these parts are in here, since he's more expert at this than me.
I'll try and give a quick explanation for what most of these parts are here. Here we've got the rotor assembly, and this is basically an electromagnet, and these slip rings contact each end of the coil here, and the voltage regulator varies the current 3 of these slip rings, which changes the strength of the magnetic field induced by that rotor, which acts on this, the stator, and the stronger the field or the faster that it's spinning, more energy or more electricity gets induced into this. And that basically sits around there like that. And this is a three-phase output here. So here's your 3-phase AC. Don't remember exactly how many volts it is, but it gets rectified here at this rectifier bridge. Burnout diodes in it. This device here, this is a diode trio. This is actually just 3 diodes. I guess these 3 terminals here are the anode, and this would be the cathode of it. Here we have a capacitor across the positive and negative heat sink on the rectifier bridge. We have our brush holder and voltage regulator bolted together here. Our regulator basically supplies current to these brushes here and varies that current to the make contact with the rotor. Yeah, so pretty much all I got.
Alright, well, some cool things that we can use parts out of this. This capacitor, me and Tommy actually used one of these in an experiment one time. They're good capacitors, and we found a use for those. These diodes, I'm going to use that in a future project that you'll see in another video. There's other application of those diodes too. You got a nice heat sink you can use here. This voltage regulator you can use for some experiments. You got some carbon brushes here that can be taken out and put in other stuff, a few springs. There's some good useful stuff in here, and we have used parts out of alternators previously in our experiments. These are pretty readily available because they are GM and aftermarket alternators. Like this one is not a factory GM alternator, it's made aftermarket. Hot rodders use these a lot. It's pretty readily available. You can find these in the junkyard. A lot of people throw them out and opt to just buy a new one because they're not very expensive. Not many people rebuild these anymore. Well, I hope you enjoyed our exciting finds for this week, and look forward to that video coming up. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to build, but I think you'll be excited about it.